Well, welcome back, friends. It is time to check in with our best friend, Michael Babcock at TMZ, to get today's scoop on the hottest stories. And by the way, I guess he got the memo because we're both wearing yellow, Michael Babcock.
I got the text this morning to put on yellow, so I went and I found a yellow.
Having a pocket full of sunshine here in the Midwest and all the way on the West Coast.
Yeah, see? From the Midwest to the West.
To the West.
We didn't text. We didn't text Maddie.
No, we really didn't.
No, clearly.
It was a guy thing.
Doom gloom over here. Gosh, guys, thanks.
Oh, I just keyed. Well, you're looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
Thank you, guys. It's great to see you.
Good to see you. I got to say, too, I was scrolling through. You know, I do follow TMZ. We both do. You guys are always breaking news on something, and I was stunned to see Harvey. I think Harvey did a live, or he did some video where he's talking about the Nancy Guthrie case and the FBI, and there's been so many things coming out. I'm kind of confused by the whole timeline now, so.
Yeah.
And it is a little confusing because there were multiple ransom notes, you know, and there were notes from other people, and there's a lot of information out there. So there was a story that basically went that there was a ransom note that said that Nancy Guthrie had died shortly after she was abducted on February 1st. Now, we got a letter, you know, day or so after she was abducted, and I think you could describe it as a ransom note. And in that note, there was no mention of Nancy Guthrie no longer being alive. But there was a subsequent note that was sent to a local station in Arizona that now, if you read, you know, listen to the reporting on that, essentially the story goes that they said, yeah, you know, this was an accidental, but she died shortly after she was taken. Now, we have talked to people who would know what was going on here. They're involved in this investigation, or involved in, you know, knowing what's going on here. And they said that, that is in fact true, that the Guthrie family was essentially told that their mom had passed away. And Savannah then, they were retreating because of that. You could tell they were very scared, the abductors. And Savannah Guthrie and her family, they were trying to lure these people out. And that's then where the monetary reward comes from, because they didn't want these people to retreat because Nancy was no longer supposedly alive. So they put the reward out there. They try and use that as bait. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and they have not had any communication. There has been no money paid outside of a very small amount of money that the FBI put in one of these crypto wallets for one of these people who were demanding money. But by and large, there has been no ransom payment made. And what they had hoped to happen here was, again, that these people would come forward and that they'd be able to arrest them. Did not happen. The money didn't lure them out, though. There is still hope amongst law enforcement that they will eventually make arrests and they will solve this case. But obviously, that doesn't mean Nancy Guthrie's coming home.
It's so sad. Like, I just can't even imagine. And Michael, you'd mentioned they said it was like an accidental kidnapping, and then it just went downhill fast from there for everyone involved.
Exactly. That something had happened to her, and for some reason, I mean, obviously she was a woman in her mid-80s who was not in the greatest of health, so it's not. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that she goes through this really traumatic event and then, you know, potentially has some sort of medical crisis or something like that. Obviously, I don't know. We weren't there. Nobody knows except the people who took her. But I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. And, because of that, again, Savannah was trying to draw these people out with this pain, with this reward. But
Michael, on the timeline, though, I'm confused. Do you think the Guthrie family knew about this months ago? Like, they knew right away?
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
So we didn't know, but they already knew.
Yeah, for sure, Jeremy. Yeah, definitely. So, and which is why then, she sort of makes a video with her brother even in the days after, where she is seemingly talking to the kidnappers. So yes, they had all that information at that point. We, all the public, didn't.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. What's done is done. Return Nancy's body, at least.
Right.
So they did give her a proper send-off.
Did they say in one of the notes, too, she's buried with nature or something like that? There was some terminology they used.
I thought I said something about her being buried, but then, then point to where she is buried, so then maybe they can...
Right. Somebody, and one of the other notes that I wouldn't call a ransom note, but was somebody who said they had information that they sent to TMZ. They said that the time is of the essence, and then all of a sudden, a day or two later, time wasn't of the essence anymore. So it did make it seem like something had happened where, this is something that's not reversible here, that she has gone. But they also mentioned, being buried south of the border, something to that effect.
Yeah.
So, look, and I'll tell you this: the FBI has taken those notes, all of those notes from both of those people, very seriously, and they have assumed they're real, and that they are going to find those people who actually sent them, and they think that ultimately that will lead them to, to kind of blow this all open here. So we'll see. I hope so.
Yeah.
You listened to her talk yesterday on the, at work, and she's just, they're broken by this, as you would imagine. And they say they have no peace. There's no comfort. They need to bring her home. They need to properly bury her so they can start healing and I think move forward.
All right. Well, let's move on to something a little lighter. Swift.
T Swift.
She performed last night.
Where?
But not at the concert, though. So Travis does this tight end university thing where all the tight end, like a lot of the star tight ends around the NFL will get together. They've been doing it for a couple of years. She started with George Kittle, the San Francisco 49ers star, and they were in Nashville. And last year she went, and I think it was really one of the first moments where we saw her sort of with his friends and performing. And then this year, despite the fact that we're like a week, less than 2 weeks away from this wedding, she was there and she performed. She did Love Story, and she even had some fun with us, basically before, like dedicating this to a tight end. And it wasn't Travis, it was George Kittle, his buddy, and she was out there performing. Everyone looked like they had a blast, and we're gonna do this wedding, I guess, here in less than 2 weeks at the Garden.
Okay, that's the whole thing, because I saw that, she had some big shindig at her Rhode Island house that maybe was the wedding, but obviously it clearly wasn't now. So we're still banking on Madison Square Garden for this big wedding.
I think that's the thought. Again, if something, these days before, if they were to officially be married, leading into the July 3rd party at Madison Square Garden, would I be surprised? I don't think anybody would be surprised, but there's going to be a big old party there with 1,100 to 1,200 people. We got the big stage being made. I think you're going to see performances. So yeah, something is going to happen on July 4th at Madison Square Garden. Will they technically be married before? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I want to find the betting service on the odds of that, because I still think it's a decoy and I want to make some money off this.
You should.
We should just start an office pool.
I know. I'm just
just
saying. As secretive as she is, and the way she has manipulated her career into Easter eggs and stuff, I just don't imagine her letting the word get out.
I think that's you know what, Jim? I could never say that wasn't true, because that is how she has been. She is so good at controlling these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think we're going to find out sometime over the next 2 weeks. So
we're waiting with bated
interesting
breath.
to watch. Yeah.
All right, Babcock. Always good to catch up with you. Thank you so much.
It was great to see you guys. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
All right, you can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m., TMZ Live weekdays at 2 p.m. And next up, our friend Aaron Walquist with Habitat for Humanity is joining us. He's always got fun games.
Yeah, he got some stuff.